Hello, everybody. So nice to be with you. Let's see if I can find you on my channel now. See if I'm here. Oh, yeah, I'm here. Yay. Hey, hey, hey. Glad to be with you today. What's up, Free Press 666? One with me in the house. I've got a treat for you today. Well, treat for me, I guess. I want to read to you or interact with you the vision of Hermes, the great Poimers, and maybe interrelate a little bit of the emerald tablets and what that has to say about things. So with that being said, let's get it rolling. I will go over here to find myself here. Sorry. Right here. And with that, I can share the screen. Wait for a few people to come on in here. This is what I wanted to share. Okay, so with that, am I sharing that? Let's see. Yes, okay. All right. This is a story of the contemplation of the light. Is it showing it? Hey, what's up, Sophia Rose? Thought-anon, interaction. Interaction, yes, interaction. What's up, Miles? Glad you could join us. Scratch, what's up, brother? My brother from another mother. Yeah, it is nice to see all you guys. It's interaction, breaking and entering. Yeah, what's up, Robert V? How you doing, buddy? Much flavor to you too, brother. Much flavor. So yeah, I wanted to share with you this the great Poimers, and what's up, Shoots for Power? I haven't seen you for a while. I'm glad you could join us. Today I didn't have to go to work, so here I am sharing with you my journey, as it were, in, I don't know. Calm down there, Luna. I got my dog over here bothering me. So yeah, Hermes, while wandering in a rocky and desolate place, gave himself over to meditation and prayer. Following the secret instructions of the temple, he gradually freed his higher consciousness from the bondage of his bodily senses, and thus released his divine nature, revealed to him the mysteries of the transcendental spheres. He beheld a figure, terrible and awe-inspiring. It was the great dragon, with wings stretching across the sky and light streaming in all directions from its body. Sounds a lot like that picture that's on the Ascension page on Facebook, right? That Phil had seen. The mysteries taught that the universal life was personified as a dragon. The great dragon called Hermes by name and asked him why he thus meditated upon the world mystery. Terrified by the spectacle, Hermes prostrated himself before the dragon, beseeching it to reveal its identity. The great creature answered that it was Poimers, the mind of the universe, the creative intelligence, and the absolute emperor of all. Shur identifies Poimers as the god Osiris, and this is because Osiris is the same as Orion, right? And all of these things just trickle down to the one, and Osiris was Ra, all of that. Okay. Hermes then besought Poimers to disclose the nature of the universe and the constitution of the gods. The dragon acquiesced, bidding Trismegistus hold its image in his mind. Okay, so what does everybody think of that so far? Been looking at stuff on the autism spectrum and whatnot. I get distracted by stuff and have to learn about it. Yeah, I hear you. I get distracted all the time. But the transcendental spheres, the great dragon, the mysteries of the universal life was personified as a dragon. That's like the Ouroboros, right? But beyond that, it's the light, the vision of creation. Immediately, the form Poimers changed. Here, maybe I can make this bigger. Immediately, the form of Poimers changed. Where it had stood, there was a glorious and pulsating radiance. This light was the spiritual nature of the great dragon itself. Hermes was raised into the midst of the divine effulgence, and the universe of material things faded from his consciousness. Presently, a great darkness descended and, expanding, swallowed up the light. Everything was troubled about Hermes, swirled a mysterious watery substance which gave forth a smoke-like vapor. The air was filled with inarticulate moanings and sighings which seemed to come from the light, swallowed up in the darkness. His mind told Hermes that the light was the form of the spiritual universe, and that the swirling darkness which had engulfed it represented material substance. So isn't that just like the infinite and the finite, or the spirit and the soul, or the man and God, or the woman and God, you know, the in, the out, the up, the down, right? Okay. Or it also brings to mind smoke on the water, you know, that song. Then out of the imprisoned light, a mysterious and holy word came forth and took its stand upon the smoking waters. This word, the voice of the light, rose out of the darkness as a great pillar, and the fire and the air followed after it. But the earth and the water remained unmoved below. Thus the waters of light were divided from the waters of darkness, and from the waters of light were formed the worlds above, and from the waters of darkness were formed the worlds below. The earth and the water next mingled, becoming inseparable, and the separate spirit, or the spiritual word, which is called reason, moved upon their surface, causing endless turmoil, chaos, right? What's up, guys? Studying a thing at great length, mastering it. The dragon is knowledge, giver of knowledge, light being dragon. Yes. If you seek the real truth, it's difficult, but it unfolds. Yes, it does. Then children turn into teenagers. Everything is about sex until they get old. Right? I love you, dude. The real truth is all about you. You just have to have an open mind to see it. This is true. What's up, Lori? How are you? Holding an image in his mind is thinking and about one thing with no distractions. Focus. Yes. That is the single pointedness. Yes. Holding an image in his mind. Black sun is below. Black hole sun. That's what started my true awakening, was the black hole sun. Did you get your ball there, Luna? My dog's over here causing endless turmoil in my house. So forgive me. Then again was her, in Poimers is light and mind. Then again, and I wanted to make a comment on earth and the water next mingled, becoming inseparable, and the spiritual word, which is called reason, moved upon their surface, causing endless turmoil. This could be considered the mind of man, and the endless turmoil which we cause ourselves in this realm of illusion. Then again was heard the voice of Poimers, but his form was not revealed. I, thy God, am the light and the mind, which there before substance was divided from spirit and darkness from light. And the word which appeared as a pillar of flame out of the darkness is the Son of God, born of the mystery of mind. The name of that word is reason. Reason is the offspring of thought, and reason shall divide the light from the darkness and establish truth in the midst of the waters. Understand, O Hermes, and meditate deeply upon the mystery. That which is in you sees and hears not of the earth, but is the word of God incarnate. So it is said that divine light dwells in the midst of mortal darkness, and ignorance cannot divide them. The union of the word and the mind produces that mystery which is called life. As the darkness without you is divided against itself, so the darkness within you is likewise divided. The light and the fire which rise are the divine man, as ascending in the path of the word, and that which fails to ascend is the mortal man. which may not partake of immortality, learn deeply of the mind and its mystery, for therein lies the secret of immortality, where everything comes from is the next chapter. So what do you think of that? You know, likewise divided. So it's like the, you know, the Atlantean thing, you know, Atlantis, the divided mind, the divided walled off cities, you know, and, you know, I could just throw out excerpt after excerpt about of this from different, like in the Emerald Tablets here. List ye, O man, the words of my wisdom. List the voice of thought, the Atlantean. Conquered have I the law of time and space. Knowledge have I gained of the future of time. Know I that man is in his movement through space-time shall ever be one with the all. Know ye, O man, that all of the future is an open book to him who can read. All effects shall bring forth its causes, as all effects grew from the first cause. So, you know, it's the same in that sense as this, where the union of the word and the mind produces the mystery which is called life. Huh? True life, not the tree of good and evil, right? Black Sun is below. What's up? I've just bought the book. What book? Stop. Sorry, guys. Isaiah 45:7. I create the light and the darkness. I create the good and the evil. I, the Lord God, do these things, which links back to autism thing. Really, they don't like less and stuff stresses them out. The real truth is all about you, and you just have to have an open mind to see it. Yes. And next chapter, where our next paragraph, where everything comes from. Oops. Where everything comes from. The dragon again revealed its form to Hermes. For a long time, the two looked steadfastly upon one another, eye to eye, so that Hermes trembled before the gaze of Poimers. At the word of the dragon, the heavens opened, and the innumerable light powers were revealed. Soaring through cosmos on pinions of streaming fire, Hermes beheld the spirits of the stars, the celestials controlling the universe, and all those powers which shine with the radiance of the one fire, the glory of the sovereign mind. Hermes realized that sight which he beheld was revealed to him only because Poimers had spoken a word. The word was reason. And by the reason of the word, invisible things were made manifest. Divine mind, the dragon, continued its discourse. Another mind, the demiurge or supreme mind. Before the visible universe was formed, its mold was cast. This mold was called the archetype. And this archetype was in the supreme mind long before the process of creation began. Beholding the archetypes, the supreme mind became enamored with its own thought. So taking the word as a mighty hammer, it gouged out caverns in primordial space and cast the form of the spheres in the archetypical mold. At the same time, sowing in the newly fashioned bodies the seeds of living things. The darkness below, receiving the hammer of the word, was fashioned into an orderly universe. The elements separated into strata and even brought forth living creatures. The supreme being, the mind, male and female, brought forth the word, and the word, suspended between light and darkness, was delivered of another mind called the workman, the master builder, or the maker of things. This is the light, the light of mind, the you know how Tesla says all is light, right? What's up, brother? From another mother, the tree of good and evil is life. Yes, in this life, in the illusion of life, though I walk through the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Roger Spur went to a knight, won his spurs and mud fossil, Uni, who shows pics of rocks and old living things. Yeah. But yeah. And let's set forth this with the sword of my youth from the castle of darkness, the power of truth. Off topic, do we reincarnate into our bloodlines over and over? That's a good question, Sophia. I do think that we come into our, what you would call expressionist soul family. I think we reincarnate with the same group of memory, because I believe that life is the universe creating memory, if that makes sense to you. Shush, Luna. And oddly enough, I have two dogs. One's called Stella and the other one's Luna, Stella Luna. So that's kind of odd. Yeah, I think we do come. See, the dragon is not a dragon. It is the form it chose to take. Hermes has the mind's eye to see past and have no fear, being an equal. Yes, we do live in a brave new world. I have come across family karma concepts and Vedic astrology. Yes. And so therefore, if we are life, meaning memory of the universe, those memories are born, or the universe is born through the memories as well. So yes, I do believe that. Stop it, Luna. Okay, another mind, the demiurge or supreme mind. I think I said that. In this manner, it was accomplished, O Hermes, the word moving like a breath through space called forth. Shush! Sorry. The word moving like a breath through space called forth fire by the friction of it. Hey! Knock it off. You're going to go in your kennel. You want to go in your kennel? I didn't think so. No jail for you today? Okay, knock it off now. The workman passed as a whirlwind. Don't you dare. I will put you in your kennel. The workman passed as a whirlwind through the universe, causing the substances to vibrate and glow with its friction. The son of striving thus formed 7 governors, the spirits of the planets, whose orbits bounded the world. And the 7 governors controlled the world by the mysterious power called destiny, given them by the fiery workman. When the second mind, the workman, had organized chaos, the word of God rose straight away out of its prisons of substance, leaving the elements without reason, and joined itself to the nature of the fiery workman. Then the second mind, don't, Luna, hey, you can't bark with the ball in your mouth either. Sorry, guys. Sorry if I'm yelling at my dog. Might want to check what your dog wants. They do not bark. No, she's barking at people walking by the house. This is maybe why so many people wanted the transubstantiative needle of late. Yeah, that's getting caught in the zeitgeist is a form of, and that we'll get into that later in this chapter or into this reading. Hey, you're going to go in your kennel. I am not kidding. That's the last time I warn you. I know you can't understand me, but I don't speak dog, so I'm not going to go, woof, 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 woof. Hey, that wasn't a free, no, don't do it. Okay, where was I? Then the second mind, together with the risen word, established itself in the midst of the universe and whirled the wheels of the celestial powers. This shall continue from an infinite beginning to an infinite end, for the beginning and the ending are in the same place and state. Huh? Does that not sound familiar? Mind, father of all, gives birth to the primal human, to a primal human. Don't you dare. Then the downward turned and unreasoning elements brought forth creatures without reason. Substance could not bestow reason, for reason had ascended out of it. The air produced flying things, and the waters such as swim. The earth conceives strange, four-footed, and creeping beasts, dragons, composite demons, and grotesque monsters. Then the Father, the Supreme Mind, being light and life, fashioned a glorious universal man in its own image. Not an earthly man, but a heavenly man dwelling in the light of God. The Supreme Mind loved the man it had fashioned and delivered to him the control of the creations and workmanships. Does that not sound like the Bible? Go forth and multiply, right? The man desiring to labor took up his abode in the sphere of generation and observed the words of his brother, the second mind, which sat upon the ring of fire, and having beheld the achievements and fiery workmanships. Sorry, guys. Stop, dog. The man desiring to labor took up his abode in the spheres of generation and observed the works of his brother, the second mind, which sat upon the ring of fire, and having beheld the achievements of the fiery workman, If you look at rocks, strap on spelled backwards is no parts. This old helmet. Nice to see you here. I like that. You're part of the Blue Crew now, too. Dogs can understand you if you have helped them to become more conscious by running with them. Yes, this is true. If you look at rocks, you can see they once were breathing entities. We were all thought before body, men, women, plants. Darkness is just a term for not seeing on topic, staying on topic, or seeing on topic. Anagram for Dr. A. Fauci is a fraud. Right. The 7 governors, of whose powers he partook, rejoiced, and each gave the man a share of its own nature. Can anybody get what that's talking about? It's kind of above my pay grade, but I do believe it's talking about the 7, the loop of 7, the Hermetic Principles, the Hermetic Principles, which is what? 7 days a week, 8 days a week. But anyway, we'll move on. The human descends into the world of nature. The man longed to pierce the circumference of the circles and understand the mystery of him who sat upon the eternal fire. Having already all power, he stooped down and peeped through the 7 harmonies, and breaking through the strength of the circles, made himself manifest to nature stretched out below. The man, looking into the depths, smiled, and he beheld a shadow upon the earth, and likeness mirrored in the waters, which shadow and likeness were reflection of himself. The man fell in love with his own shadow and desired to descend into it. Coincident with the desire, the intelligent thing united itself with the unreasoning image or shape. Humankind is mortal and immortal. Nature, beholding the descent, wrapped herself about the man whom she loved, and the two were mingled. For this reason, earthly man is composite. Within him is the sky man, immortal and beautiful. Without is nature, mortal and indestructible. Thus, suffering is the result of the immortal man's falling in love with his shadow and giving up reality to dwell in the darkness of illusion. For being immortal, man has the power of the 7 governors, also the life, the light, and the word. But being mortal is controlled by the rings of the governor's fate or destiny. So right there is talking about, if we fall into the illusion of the zeitgeist, of this world, of this shadow of death, we will not break the rungs of the tree of good and evil to really get to the tree of eternal life, right? Of light. The word I spoken, but no one is around to hear it, was just a frequency being transmitted. The words that the man believes to be true. When thy eye be single, yes. Good stuff, Miles. Society is nothing but a web of lies and beliefs in lies. Yes, this is true. This is true. What do you guys? It's talking about duality between your left hemisphere and your right hemispheres. Yes, I agree with that. I saw the video of a dude having the COVID rant in San Diego to metal in the back. So epic. I thought you were leaving that stuff behind, Freighter. And this is why I wanted to read this, is because of that stuff and how you can interrelate everything through scripture, through books of esoteric knowledge, through writings that are truly about our true nature, and how everything around us is here to separate us from the light and from it's not here to do that. It's here to make us realize, like religion, whether you think it's good or evil or good or bad or right or wrong, is there to bring you back to yourself, to make us all realize in our own right what we truly are. We are that which we are. I am that I am. Nature beholding the descent, I already read that. 7 earthly humans are born. Of the immortal man, it should be said that he is hermaphrodite, or male and female, and eternally watchful. He neither slumbers nor sleeps, and is governed by a father, also male and female, and ever watchful. Such is the mystery kept hidden to this day, for nature being mingled in marriage with the sky man, brought forth a wonder, most wonderful, 7 men, all bisexual, male and female, and upright of stature, each one exemplifying the natures of the 7 governors. These, O Hermes, are the 7 races, species, and wheels. Those are the 7 Hermetic principles as well. The template, if you will, the archetype. After this manner were the 7 men generated. Earth was the female element and water the male element. And from the fire and the ether, they received their spirits. And nature produced bodies after the species and shapes of man. And man received the life and light of the great dragon. And the life was made his soul, and of the light his mind. You hear that? And so all these composite creatures containing immortality, but partaking of mortality, continued in this state for the duration of the period. They reproduced themselves out of themselves, for each was male and female. But at the end of the period, the knot of destiny was untied by the will of God, and the bond of all things was loosened. So this is talking about how everything becomes separated, like a magnet. You know, you can smash a magnet, but every little part of that magnet remains a magnet. It's just of a lesser degree. Then all living creatures, including man, which have been hermaphroditical, were separated, the males being set apart by themselves, and the females likewise, according to the dictates of reason. Then God spoke to the holy word within the soul of all things, saying, increase and increasing and multiply in multitudes. And all you, my creatures and workmanships, let him that endued with mind know himself to be immortal, and that the cause of death is the love of the body. And let him learn all things that are, for he who has recognized himself enters into the state of good. And when God had said this, Providence, with the aid of the 7 governors in harmony, brought the sexes together, making the mixtures and establishing the generations. And all things were multiplied according to their kind. He who through the error of attachment loves his body abides wandering in darkness, sensible and suffering the things of death, but he who realizes that the body is but the tomb of his soul rises to immortality. Oh, my phone thought I said, okay, Google, but I didn't. Don't go there again. No. What's up, Pete Turtle? What are you guys saying so far about this? Stupid monkeys that were talked into enslaving ourselves to live houses, wear clothes, get married. Your immortal reality comes and goes. We have event after event. Well, to get to what this just talked about, it's just like how I just said, life is a way to create memory for the universe. So life is memory for the universe. And it's the archetypical mold in which can be compared to the accumulation cycles. We as the mind holders, or the self-awareness factor in the whole expanse of all living creatures, we have the ability to be self-aware. It comes down to I am that I am, right? So we are the accumulation of all things, the center of all things. So in each of us is that which is the seed of the seed to create that which we were created of. So the light being born in each of us is a self-proclamation of what we truly are, and is the beginning and the end, the Janus point of all things. And this is what we lose when we get trapped in the shadow, the illusion of the valley of death, in the shadow of the valley of death. We acquire the ability to know things, but I always fall short of doing what I know, if you follow me. Life and death. Then Hermes desired to know why men should be deprived of immortality for the sin of ignorance alone. The great dragon answered, to the ignorant, the body is the supreme, and they are incapable of realizing the immortality that is within them. Knowing only the body which is subject to death, they believe in death because they worship that substance which is the cause and reality of death. To the ignorant, let me find that real quick. It's an excerpt in the Emerald Tablets, and it's key to this. Knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable are to him hurtful. He liveth in death, it is therefore his food. Get that? Knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable are to him hurtful. He liveth in death, it is therefore his food. If you live in death, in the tree of good and evil, and you think there's nothing further than that, have you started barefoot running yet? You have to. I will try that. The doing part starts with barefoot running. I love how you're so connected. Right now, frequency consciousness, two strangers in different countries write at same time. Yes. Yes, barefoot is grounding. And barefoot, it has everything to do with Earth is a big magnet, and we are magnets too, right? We are bipolar at nature, right? Yes. The state is a religion, not real, just like all other religions. Religion can be whatever you think it is, but it always leads you back to your true nature. Yes, I agree with that, Piccolo. It gives the phony money the belief. Yeah, I mean, anything that creates division is bad. Not necessarily true, because out of the one comes, obviously the two, right? And out of the two begets the three. And out of the three, what? Father Time is born. And what are we? We are here. We are time. Time is a means to define timelessness. Just like finite is the means to define the infinite. That's how I see it anyway. Then Hermes asked how the righteous and the wise pass to God, to which Hermes replied, that which the word of God said, say I, because the Father of all things consists of life and light, whereof man is made. If therefore a man shall learn and understand the nature of life and light, then he shall pass into the eternity of life and light. Hermes next inquired about the road by which the wise attain to life eternal. And Poimers continued, let the man endued with a mind mark, consider, and learn of himself, and with the power of his mind divide himself from his not self and become a servant of reality. So right there, what you just said about the division, anything that is divided is bad, is not true, because that which is united must be divided to become one with yourself. What do you think of that? The place of the mind among the godly and godless. Hermes asked if all men did not have minds, and the great dragon replied, take heed what you say, for I am the mind, the eternal teacher. I am the father of the word, the redeemer of all men, and in the nature of the wise, the word takes flesh. Word made flesh, right? Jesus Christ. By means of the word, the world is saved. I thought, Piccolo son, Thoth, Anon, the father of the word, the mind, come only unto men that are holy and good, pure and merciful, and that live piously and religiously. And my presence is an inspiration and a help to them. For when I come, they immediately know all things and adore the universal Father. Such wise and philosophical ones die. They learn to renounce their senses, knowing that these are the enemies of their immortal souls. So the five senses, the touch, feels, taste, the worldly goods, they are the enemies of our soul, of our true soul. We are of thought is an eternal thing. We are but receivers of that thought. And it's incumbent upon each of us to follow, to learn, to strive. Thought is the corpse of the spirit. One could say that. Why bring up compost, I guess? Left mind, right mind. Light is information. Yes, light is all of these things. And it's odd that you say that, King Kong, because as soon as it rises, it goes further from spirit. This can, yes, knowledge can be, our thought can drive you from the comfort of God, if you allow it to. Thought can be an enemy of the soul. I agree with that. Yes, I do agree with that. I will not permit the evil. Now, here, listen to this. This is said in all biblical scripture, in all esoteric teachings. I will not permit evil senses to control the bodies of those who love me, nor will I allow evil emotions and evil thoughts to enter them. I become as a porter, a door or doorkeeper, and shut out evil, protecting the wise from their own lower nature. And this is what we were just talking about, the thought and how it can be the driver or the antithesis to the evil and wicked. But to the wicked, the envious, and the covetous, I come not, for such cannot understand the mysteries of mine. Therefore, I am unwelcome. I leave them to the avenging demon that they are making with their own souls, in their own souls. For evil each day increases itself and torments man more sharply. And each evil deed adds to the evil deeds that are gone before, until finally evil destroys itself. The punishment of desire is the agony of unfulfillment. And this is exactly what is meant by, evil tyrants always fold because of their inability to adjust or to change their. Okay, it's like, what's that allegory about the tree that doesn't bend in the wind in the storm? It finally breaks because it's unwilling to bend or change perspective or to adhere to another's perspective, right? That is the true power, the flesh that bends the steel, Conan. Yeah, deja vu is intuition proving itself. Yes, this is true. Yes, this is true. Trust intuition. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. There are not the enemies, but they overwhelmingly input that will need to be lessened until your mind grows stronger, not distracted by the urges. Very true. Some thought forms can be dark and induce fear and dread. Yes, they can. That which decays is constantly in opposition to that which is thriving. Decay or entropy. And there's a difference between monkey brain thought and thoughts which arise heart, mind, cohort, sound. Jesus Christ, man. The mind is like a maze. Some get lost in thought. This is true. All these things are true. And this is exactly what I'm trying to induce by reading this, and it's working. So I'm so proud of myself and of you guys for doing this thought exercise with me. I will not permit the evils. Okay, the ascent of the soul through 7 zones. You notice the whole template here is always about 7. Think about that. 7 races, 7 continents, 7 seas, 7 days a week, right? Hermes bowed his head in thankfulness to the great dragon who had taught him so much and begged to hear more concerning the ultimate of the human soul. So Poimers resumed, at the death of the material body of man is returned to the elements from which it came. And the invisible divine man ascends to the source from whence he came, namely a sphere. The evil passes to the dwelling place of the demon, and the senses, feelings, desires, and body passions return to their source, namely the 7 governors, whose natures in the lower man destroy, but in the invisible spirit man, give life. Isn't that odd? After the lower nature has returned to the brutishness, the higher struggles again to regain its spiritual estate. It ascends the 7 rings upon which sit the 7 governors and returns to each their lower powers in this manner. Upon the first ring sits the moon, and to it is returned the ability to increase and diminish. Upon the second ring sits Mercury, and to it are returned machinations, deceit, craftiness. Upon the third ring sits Venus, and to it are returned the lust passions. Upon the fourth ring sits the sun, and to this lord are returned ambitions. Upon the fifth ring sits Mars, and to it are returned rashness and profane boldness. Upon the sixth ring sits Jupiter, and to it are returned the sense of accumulation and riches. And upon the seventh ring sits Saturn at the gate of chaos, and to it are returned falsehood and evil plotting, and entering the eighth and becoming divine. Then, being naked of all the accumulations of the seven rings, the soul comes to the eighth sphere, namely the ring of the fixed stars. Here, freed of all illusion, it dwells in the light of the and sings praises to the Father in a voice which only the pure of spirit may understand. Behold, O Hermes, there is a great mystery in the eighth sphere, for the Milky Way is the seed ground of souls, and from it they drop into the rings, and to the Milky Way they return again from the wheels of Saturn. But some cannot climb the seven-rung ladder of rings, so they wander in the darkness below and are swept into eternity with the illusion of sense and earthliness. And it's just laying out the seven Hermetic principles, right? Mentalism, correspondence, right? Vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender. Gender being the accumulation of all before it. Mentalism being the Janus point, the point in which the Sabbath, the day of rest, the stillness that is found in the motion or the eye of the storm, the eye in the triangle, the center of all things, the magnus opus, the axis mundi, right? The cross atop a church. The path to immortality is hard and only few find it. The rest await the great day when the wheels of the universe shall be stopped and the immortal sparks shall escape from the breasts of substance. Woe unto those who wait, for they must return again, unconscious and unknowing, to the seed ground of stars and await new beginning. Those who are saved by the light of the mystery, which I have revealed unto you, O Hermes, and which I now bid you to establish among men, shall return again to the Father who dwelleth in the white light, and shall deliver themselves up to the light, and shall be absorbed into the light, and in the light they shall become powers in God. This is the way of good, and is revealed only to them that have wisdom. Mighty spirit of light that shines through the cosmos, draw my flame closer in harmony to thee. Lift up my soul, thou mighty and potent. Child of the light, turn not away. Draw me in power to melt in thy furnace, one with all things and all things in one, fire of the life strain, and one with the brain. That's a prayer from, or a chant from the Emerald Tablets, which I just thought pertinent to bring to you there. So what do you guys think so far? You're part of the Blue Crew now, later not. Hell, right though. The seven chakras, the seven stars, the inner sun, the inner black hole, yes, was the universe on two legs, right? What's up, Juice from the Sky? We are the cosmos. Yes, I would agree with that. The cosmos is born through us. Yes. The rings follow the Kabbalah. Yes. 369. Yes. 14 are the piece of it. 14 is, yeah, right. 7, 8, 9. I love that. Janus, mental. Janus meaning like January, the month in which is the beginning and the end of the last year. Yeah. God created good and evil. Yes. God created evil to form the good. Yes. Very. I hope you are keeping okay. Scratch, long time no seeing. I'm glad you guys are here. Yeah, I'm glad you're all here. I love you all. And, you know, this is just a testament to what we truly can accomplish. I'm talking about this vision of Hermes, and I have not understood every single bit of it, but most of it now I understand. When I first read this 4 or 5 years ago, I could not wrap my mind around the first sentence. So I hope we can all follow the understanding which is all born within us, and the cosmos is born within each one of us. Christ holds the 7 stars, 7 chakras in his right hand. Isn't Janus two-faced? Yes. Janus is two-faced. Yes. The first and the last. Yes. Yes. Looking forward and looking back. Blessed art thou, O son of light, to whom of all men, I, Poimers, the light of the world, have revealed myself. I order you to go forth to become as a guide to those who wander in darkness, that all men within whom dwells the spirit of my mind, the universal mind, may be saved by my mind in you, which shall call forth my mind in them. Establish my mysteries, and they shall not fail from the earth. For I am the mind of the mysteries, and until mine fails, which is never, my mysteries cannot fail. With these parting words, Poimers, radiant with celestial light, vanished, mingling with the powers of the heavens. Raising his eyes unto the heavens, Hermes blessed the Father of all things and considered his life to the service of the great light. Now, right here, we have to flash back to the beginning of this, where Hermes, in a rocky and desolate place, set forth on meditating the mystery of worldly things. Meditation, meaning he was within himself. All of this took place in his mind, in the heaven. In heaven, ye shall be set free. So in your own mind, not in some place far off, not from some guy that has some extra worldly power over you, but from your own, I am that I am. For that which is within you is also that which is within me. Thus preached, O Hermes, of people of the earth, men born and made of elements, but with the spirit of the divine man within you. Rise from your sleep of ignorance, be sober and thoughtful, realize that your home is not in the earth, but in the light. Why have you delivered yourselves over unto death, having power to partake of immortality? Repent and change your minds. Depart from the dark light and forsake corruption forever. Prepare yourselves to climb through the 7 rings and to blend your souls with the eternal light. Some who heard mocked and scoffed and went their way, delivering themselves to the second death, from which there is no salvation. But others, casting themselves before the feet of Hermes, besought him to teach them the way of life. He lifted them gently, receiving no approbation for himself, and staff in hand went forth, teaching and guiding mankind and sowing. Every time I get to this top line, I can't see because there's a screen sharing thing in the way, and showing them how they might be saved in the worlds of men. Hermes sowed the seeds of wisdom and nursed the seeds with the immortal waters. And at last came the evening of his life. And as the brightness of the light of earth was beginning to go down, Hermes commanded his disciples to preserve his doctrines inviolate throughout all ages. The vision of Poimers he committed to writing, that all men desiring immortality might therein find the way. In concluding his exposition of the vision, Hermes wrote, "The sleep of the body is the sober watchfulness of the mind, and the shutting of my eyes reveals the true light. My silence is filled with budding life and hope, and is full of good. My words are the blossoms of fruit of the tree of my soul. For this is the thankful account of what I received from my true mind. That is Poimers, the great dragon, the Lord of the word, through whom I became inspired by God with the truth. Since the day my mind has been ever with me, and in my own soul it hath given birth to the word is reason, and reason hath redeemed me, for which cause with all my soul and all my strength I give praise and blessing unto God the Father, the life and the light and eternal good." Praise to God the Father. Holy is God, the Father of all things, the one who is before the first beginning. Holy is God, whose will is performed and accomplished by his own powers, which he hath given birth out of himself. Holy is God, who has determined that he shall be known, and who is known by his own, to whom he reveals himself. What do those first holy is God verses mean to you guys? Holy is God, the Father of all things, the one who is before the first beginning. Holy is God, who will is performed and accomplished by his own powers, which he hath given birth to out of himself. Holy is God, who has determined that he shall be known, and who is known by his own, to whom he reveals himself. What does that mean to you guys? I love all the mercurial energies. They are so fun. From within your own mind, you care for and oversee the baby universe inside you, of you, just like the one you are inside of is doing for you until you grow, leaving the womb to join the realm of the one that births you. The little horn with the eye in the pyramid, book of Revelations. Yes, we must understand our current position in reality. Everyone is immortal. Oh, you got to go to work. Sorry, I need to know. Sorry, I didn't see you sooner. Have a good day, bud. Searching for immortality is how you get dragged into cults and belief. Right, I suppose. Consciousness creates the mind, and that in where it becomes conscious, the armor of God is in every nerve ending in all beings, even those who have not experienced awakening or remerge into this world. Looking for fantasy, wanting to believe in something fake. Right. I feel like God just is, yet there were many entities people worshipped as God. Well, if God is one and one is God, all for one and one for all, wouldn't everything be God, even the evil? For God created the evil to form the good. Without the dichotomy of duality, we would not have a structure or hierarchy or a system to rise above that. Right? God is the mind. Yes. Yes. God is way more than that, though. God is everything. God is a snowflake. God is a drop of water. God is the insect. God is the dog. God is the TV. God is everything. Right? Holy art thou, who by the word reason has established all things. Holy art thou, of whom all nature is the image. Holy art thou, whom the inferior nature has not formed. Holy art thou, who art stronger than all powers. Holy art thou, who art greater than all excellency. Holy art thou, who art better than all praise. Accept these reasonable sacrifices from a pure soul and heart stretched out unto thee. O thou unspeakable, unutterable, be praised with silence. I beseech thee to look mercifully upon me, that I may not err from the knowledge of thee, and that I may enlighten those that are in ignorance, my brothers and thy sons. Therefore I believe thee and bear witness unto thee, and depart in peace and trustfulness into thy light and life. Blessed art thou, O Father, the man thou hast fashioned, who be sanctified with thee, and thou hast given him power to sanctify others with thy word and thy truth. The vision of Hermes, like nearly all Hermetic writings, is an allegorical exposition of great philosophic and mystical truths, and his hidden meaning may be comprehended only by those who have been raised into the presence of the true mind. And I'm not completely there, but I'm almost there. Evil TV, live TV. Yep. Evil is live. Yes. 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 Later on, sweetheart. What's race car backwards? What is it? Race car. Nice one. I love it. Yes. Out of nothing, everything is. The something that comes from nothing, the one falls out of its mama's It was zero. Ain't that the truth? Yes. So what do you guys think of that vision of Hermes? Do you think it's an appropriation of all that is going on and all that has? Right. God is in all, but all are not God. Yeah. Consciousness creates the mind, and that in where it becomes conscious. I've already read that. What's up, Travis? How you doing, buddy? Why does my dog lick my hands and feet, yet freak out if I try to do the same thing to it? I can't tell you. It's better to see everything as God's inside of God, carry different densities of God. We're all on the same path. Anybody that's listened to my banter and talking so far, anybody that is here, even people that aren't here, but on the same wavelength, or even in the same path, that are seeking this, are in the same boat as me, right? The key of wisdom. Be thou not proud, O man, in thy wisdom. Discourse with the ignorant as well as the wise. If one comes to thee full of knowledge, listen and heed, for wisdom is all. Keep thou not silent when evil is spoken, for truth like the sunlight shines above all. He who oversteppeth the law shall be punished, for only through law comes the freedom of men. Cause thou not fear, for fear is a bondage, a fetter that binds the darkness to man. Follow thine heart during thy lifetime. Do thou more than is commanded of thee. When thou hasn't gained riches, follow thou thine heart. For all these are of no avail if thine heart be weary. Diminish thou not the time of following thine heart. It is a bard of the soul. They that are guided go not astray, but they that are lost cannot find a straight path. If thou go among men, make for thyself love, the beginning and end of the heart. Knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable to him hurtful. He liveth in death, it is therefore his food. Huh? The spirit of truth exists. He speaks. Yes. They get to live in mansions and have cocaine sex parties while they lock you in prisons and whatnot. I need your gold coin to traverse the river. Tree of knowledge. That's what this tree of knowledge of good and evil. Man is a star born, or man is a star bound to a body until in the end he is freed through his strife. Only by struggling, toiling thy utmost, shall the star within thee bloom out in new life. He who knows the commencement of all things, free is his star from the realms of the night. Man supports himself only on that which resists. So earth must resist man, else he existeth not. Remember, O man, that all which exists is only another form of that which exists not. Everything that has being is passing into yet other being, and thou thyself are not an exception. Yeah. So, thus, thy words have been spoken. So what do you guys think of all that stuff, huh? You think I'm full of what? You think I'm full of crap? You think I'm full of shit? You think I'm full of that? Well, go back down. Praise thee not. I say to you, I say to me, I say that we are three. I think everything is laced with fentanyl now. Well, that's not very funny. One of my kids' classmates I took fishing a while back has recently passed, and I think that he was doing fentanyl with cocaine. Those are two drugs you do not want to mix, because cocaine makes you want more and fentanyl just puts you on the floor. So yeah. White spider mixed with blueberry. It's all about meat. Mat, balance, that is what the opposites are for, to find the balance for correct path that brings about the understanding of all paths. Yes. Yes. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Praise God if you want salvation. Just send me a donations. You have to sow your seed. Right. Right. You know, like I said, glamorized truth is truth. You see, glamorized truth won't be sold, won't be bought, won't be purchased from me. Truth being free is deemed worthless in our society. So therefore, if it ain't for sale, ain't nobody buying, right? This is why media, social media, Facebook alike, TikTok, all of these things that drag us in with the like button and the approval code of our societal mode, they all bring us through this cycle of crap and deceit. They all bring us through this cycle of expectations we must meet, right? We see ourselves not what we truly are. We see ourselves not of that all encompassing star. Sorry. These songs of freedom, all I ever had. We are three: body, mind, and spirit. Yes. Get a Narcon pen, yeah, like the one in Pulp Fiction. So yeah, with that, guys, I just want to say that the vision of Hermes can be born within us all, can be seen, can be striven for, can, you know, strive not for the truth will reveal itself. Just immerse yourself in the love, the light that you truly are. I got the sun shining off my 5 o'clock shadow here. But know that the shit in our show, in our shit show du jour, the shit that's out there, the shit that's in here, the shit that's everywhere is there for a reason. We can focus, we can poke, we can prod, we can give it an alley-oop, we can give it a nod, we can go this, we can go that, we can go here, we can go there, but you know, just know that it's all within you and it's always there within us all. And I think with the truth, the love and the light, we can focus on all that is all right. Dr. Seuss on the loose. The power of thought is a thing. The right wing is taking over America. Just like Alabama. We do pick our reality. We do. My reality right now is McDonald's coffee. Room zoom zoom. Offline, yes. Catfish are jumping. Coke and hose ain't my bros. Tantric less frantic. Right. But yeah, there's so many things that are right there for us to attain. So many things that are right there in us, in our brain. There are so many things that we can get. There are so many things that we forget. There are so many things that are there for us to see. There are so many things that are within you, that are within me. So I am signing off. I'm saying goodbye. I'm saying I love you. I love you, this guy. For you are me and I am you. We are one through and through. One for all and all for one. That is one for one for one. Because the one is interchangeable as all in one. Bring them together and everything can be done. Much love, peace, and chicken grease to you all, guys. The cosmos seems much more free and much less sticky than we're taught. Without hemp, America would not have been founded, right? I've laid off the marijuana as of late, and it's helping me dream. As odd as that sounds, I can remember my dreams and my thoughts from when I closed my eyes. Whereas before, when I was smoking pot every day, I couldn't. And I'm not saying smoking pot's bad. I'm not saying smoking pot's good. I'm just saying that I've laid off it as of late. And you know what? It hasn't really affected me other than my dream state. Them types of people would love to just have killed me. I am all about thinking. Take it easy too, bud. Much love, peace, and chicken grease. Love you guys. Thanks for joining. Orange sunshine. I'll do this again sometime soon when I feel compelled or pushed to it. Yeah, brain probably will work it. You have to be barefoot and run when you blaze. Nice. Right, Piccolo. Later on, guys. Love you. Thank you.